Hey there, pirates! Welcome aboard the Anime channel. The events that took place in Wano and those that have just occurred in Wano are shaking the entire world, causing a great conflict that will affect the whole world. This recent defeat of 2 Yonko and the initial impediment of CP0 from completing their objective of taking the life of the scientist Vegapunk, caused by Luffy and his crew who faced the 5 elders directly to protect Vegapunk as much as they could, now might make the Straw Hats receive the severest bounty among all the pirates in the entire world. A bounty that the world government will only accept if the Straw Hats are out of action. A bounty that actually intends for Luffy and his crew to have their lives taken because of the great obstacle they are. Now that Luffy is famous, hiding the D as they did with Roger is impossible, and thus, only the end of the Straw Hat Pirates will show the power of the world nobles. In today's video, we'll talk about the possibility of the Straw Hats having their bounties changed to only dead, why the world government could change their bounty, and how this could affect Luffy and his crew. Before I reveal all this to you, I count on your support to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Guys, Luffy along with his allies managed to defeat 2 Yonko, in addition to defeating Kaido's entire crew. Because of this great feat, Luffy and his allies were recognized as a major threat to the world government, becoming one of the new Yonko. Naturally, the Yonko represent a great threat to the world. Pirates capable of defeating them prove to be very concerning, not only demonstrating that their level of strength surpasses that of a Yonko, but also, unlike the previous ones, directly confronting the world nobles. More than once, the Straw Hat Pirates have acted this way. We saw that Luffy already punched one of the world nobles during episode 396 of the manga. We also saw that Soga King, at Luffy's request, burned the world government's flag as a direct confrontation against them, which happened in episode 278 of the manga if you want to recall. And now, as if the great confusion the Straw Hats caused in Egghead wasn't enough, they attacked and faced the Gorosei, the leaders of the world nobles, known as the 5 elders, without fear. This definitely can make them something to be eliminated by the world government immediately. The Straw Hats tried to prevent the world government from taking Vegapunk's life, in addition to possessing information about the lost century, something the Gorosei will not allow them to continue knowing. By becoming the greatest target of the world government, not only will their bounty increase, but also their capture status. Instead of being captured dead or alive, it will be only dead, as the Gorosei want the Straw Hats to disappear from history, along with all the knowledge and feats they possess. During these more recent arcs, we saw that Luffy faced the 5 elders as the Sun God, and shortly before, he managed to defeat Kaido, and even the most powerful CP0 agent, Rob Lucci, the leader of that organization. This makes him a great threat that could be responsible for the destruction of the world government. Among the Straw Hat Pirates, it's not just Luffy who represents a great threat. The other crew members are extremely dangerous. Sanji delivered one of his most brutal kicks to Gorosei Nushiro in manga images 1113, besides having defeated Queen, one of Kaido's strongest pirates. Currently in Egghead, Zoro managed to defeat Kaku, one of the most powerful agents of CP0 with great ease, besides fighting directly with Nushiro, enduring the clash of their blades with the Elder's sword. Nico Robin also presents herself as one of the greatest threats, potentially being even more dangerous than Luffy. Robin possesses knowledge of 3 road poneglyphs, knows where Pluton is, and has the ability to read these ancient scripts, being one of the few people with this ability today. Her knowledge is highly dangerous, potentially revealing information about the lost century that the world government has been trying to hide for many years. Because of Luffy's deeds and the possible change in the status of his bounty, the value could increase even more. We don't know very well how the bounty increase system works, as the values pirates receive as bounties apparently are given based on how important Oda wants to make the character. Let's use Luffy as an example. The first bounty Luffy received was through a corrupt marine, Nezumi. Wanting revenge against Luffy, Luffy received his first bounty. Luffy became known as the pirate with the highest bounty in all of East Blue. Luffy's second bounty increase was after he managed to defeat Crocodile, who was a Shichibukai. The third increase in his bounty was after leading the attack on Enies Lobby. Luffy alone managed to defeat over 1,000 Marines while heading to the main building. Consequently, he managed to defeat Rob Lucci and Blueno, agents of CP9. This way, the value of his bounty increased again. The fourth bounty increase occurred after attacking a celestial dragon and causing the escape of several prisoners who were in Impel Down. Luffy also participated in the battle at Marineford alongside the Whitebeard pirates and caused a lot of chaos on the battlefield. During the battle at Marineford, it was also publicly revealed that Monkey D. Dragon was his father and that Garp was his grandfather, which caused his bounty to increase again. Luffy's bounty increased just because of his kinship with Garp and Dragon, demonstrating that the way Oda determines when a character's bounty will increase is only to make them more important within the story and to us. The same goes for Sanji during the Tado Land arc. After discovering his true origin, his bounty increased. So, the bounties will increase as Oda sees the need to make this character more recognizable, allowing him to use them for greater feats in the future. The fifth increase occurs after Luffy and the Straw Hats fought alongside Law and defeated the Don Quixote pirates and Doflamingo, completely destroying the reign of the Underworld King. The world government, the Marines, and several pirates learned of their feats. It was one of the arcs where they received the most credibility for their deeds. As in this same arc, we saw the formation of the Straw Hat Fleet. Very powerful pirates were gathered, willing to fight alongside Luffy, no matter who the enemy was, but their fleet would not directly accompany the Straw Hats. Currently, they are sailing the world, seeking to conquer territories for Luffy to become even more famous. Because of the Straw Hat Fleet, Luffy managed to even secure the position of Yonko. The penultimate increase in Luffy's bounty happened after the great confusion that Luffy and the Mugiwara caused on Whole Cake Island. Luffy managed to defeat Charlotte Cracker, Charlotte Katakuri, and other Big Mom's children, not as relevant as the first two mentioned. And finally, after Luffy managed to awaken his fruit in his battle in Onigashima against Kaido, consequently defeating the Emperor, Luffy obtained his current bounty of 3 billion. It is the smallest bounty among the Yonko, but this might change in this Egghead arc. As stated earlier, the bounty of the other Straw Hats will increase even more because of this great conflict in Egghead. As we saw after the Wano arc, the bounties of the Straw Hats increased significantly. In this great battle in Onigashima, Zoro managed to defeat Kaido's most powerful pirate, known as King, while Sanji managed to defeat the great scientist Queen. These two pirates had the highest bounties among this crew, second only to Kaido. So, Sanji and Zoro's bounties increased significantly. Not just the two of them, but the other Straw Hats also received a large bounty, especially Jinbe, who managed to surpass Sanji's bounty, becoming the third Straw Hat with the highest bounty, second only to Luffy and Zoro. Now that CP0 was defeated by the Straw Hats and they faced Admiral Kizaru and the Five Elders, we know that a gigantic evolution in bounties is going to happen, especially bringing us the terrifying Only Dead. But what do you think about all this? That's a wrap for today's content. We hope you enjoyed it and want to share your thoughts on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and catch you in the next video. Take care and stay awesome.